guys, just want to do a quick chat on battle reports and how every time when I hear or watch people play the game and they roll up on the standard basic mission book, the 3 types of missions that they have available, when Capture and Control rolls up, everybody's like, boo, because it always ends in a draw. Well, it doesn't end in a draw if you go far enough to the back of the book where it says victory points. And it states, sometimes a mission ends in a draw, whether it to be on objectives, kill points, or other victory conditions in missions of your own design. So they know that there's a chance that games can come to a draw with the objectives. And they state in here easily how you can figure out the point value of armies, and so you can do the victory point conditionings. Basically, a unit such like these Space Marines here, 5-man squad, with a squad leader that has a power fist and a melt-the-bomb, 120 points. You kill them all out, you get 120 points. If you knock them down to 50%, well, then you take 120 points and you divide that by 2, giving you 60 points. Because you killed half of the unit, or more than half, you'll get 60 points. And that includes the total value of the units. Vehicles. If you have a vehicle, it states, if a vehicle receives any damage during the game, that vehicle is worth half its victory points. Also, multiple wound independent characters and monster creatures. If they receive more than half of their number of wounds, they're worth half their victory points. So, in playing Capture and Control, or bases as some people call it, there truly is never a draw. If you just tally up the points, figure out who did the most damage to the other player without losing as much as their own units to cause that damage, and then you'll have your undecided victor for Capture and Control, or any other game that comes to a draw. And I can't recall a game yet that I have played playing victory points where it has ended in a draw exclusively by victory points. So I'll read out this whole part. Forgive me, Games Workshop, if this is a copyright violation. I'm doing it for a reason that it just seems like no one used this in their game. Sometimes missions end in a draw, whether it be an objective, kill points, or victory conditions in missions of your own design. While most gamers will be happy to know that on this occasion they were equally matched, more competitive players may like to have a tiebreaker to determine which side has done marginally better. Alternatively, you might have inflicted so much damage on the enemy army that you would like to be able to claim at least a moral victory. This may also be useful in tournaments where the organizer needs a better spread of results among the players so that the finer degrees of victory may be useful. To cover the situations, players may agree and calculate victory points. Victory points are gained by inflicting damage on enemy units as follow. Units destroyed. At the end of the game, every unit that has been destroyed is worth an amount of victory points equal to its point cost, including the cost of all extra war gear, vehicle upgrades, etc. Units at the end of the game falling back off the battlefield count as destroyed. Units at half strength. At the end of the game, every enemy surviving unit that has lost half of its initial models or more is worth an amount of victory points to half its point cost, including the cost of all extra war gear, vehicle upgrades, etc., rounded down. In the case of units that start the game as a single model, independent characters, monsters, creatures, etc., are worth half their point cost in victory points if they have lost half or more of the wounds on their profile. In the case of vehicles, they are worth half their points cost in victory points if they are suffering from the effects of any damage result at the end of the game. Moral victory. Each player adds together all the victory points he has scored by damaging the enemy's units. The two totals are compared to find a difference in victory points. A difference in less than 10% of the game's points limit, i.e. 150 victory points in a 1,500 point battle, means that you were evenly matched. A bigger difference would show that one side has seriously maimed the enemy forces, even though it had failed to best them on objectives, and that the player has at least earned the bragging rights.